A new law, a second chance, and just one success story. Tonight, we are taking a closer look at the Oklahoma Survivors Act.
This is a law designed to reduce sentences for survivors of domestic abuse who commit a crime against their abuser.
KOCO's Kylie Thomas sat down with the first and only survivor granted relief under the law and asked lawmakers why others are still being denied.
A lot has changed since 1990. Cell phones, the internet, even the dome at the state capitol is new for Lisa Wright. Lisa spent 34 years in prison at Mabel Bassett Correctional Center for killing her husband, Mike Moss. Now she walks free.
Sitting on a life without the possibility of parole sentence, no one ever anticipated that I'd be out, much less be the only woman that's out on the Oklahoma Survivors Act.
On January 8, 2025, a Seminole County judge granted Lisa relief. She became the first ever case to win under the Oklahoma Survivors Act.
Gosh, when the judge said, time served, free to go, like I get emotional about that because I wasn't quite sure it would really happen, you know, and I remember sitting in the courtroom and I'm holding Colleen's hand, my attorney, and as the judge is declaring the verdict. And I jump up and hug her, and the next person I see is my daughter. And it's been a long time coming, you know? She was 5 when I went in.
For years, court records show Lisa was sexually, physically, psychologically, and financially abused. The details are too graphic for TV.
Once I got pregnant, things just escalated, and my daughter and I were both abused.
Her 5-year-old daughter was also being molested. Lisa kept it secret out of fear of her husband before reporting the abuse to DHS and the DA. Nothing was done. Eventually, she told her brother Richard. On January 17, 1990, court records show he shot Moss and staged it as a robbery. He pled guilty and got life without parole. And so did Lisa, even though she never fired the gun.
I don't think anybody wanted to hear what happened. They just wanted a conviction. There were a lot of people that were hurt because I didn't handle things the right way. And I knew that I had to figure out how to live inside a prison. So I didn't really believe that there was, I always prayed for. There was a slim sliver of hope. But for the most part, I knew that that was probably my fate.
3 decades later, in 2024, that sliver of hope emerged from the Oklahoma State Capitol, the Oklahoma Survivors Act. The law grants victims of domestic abuse who've committed a crime against their abuser a second chance, a shot at sentence reduction if that abuse played a significant contributing factor in the crime.
What was different from the initial trial to this one?
I was heard. Somebody wanted to hear what happened, and someone believed us. We kept trying to tell what happened back then in 1990, and no one wanted to hear. Not even my attorney. I was silenced back then, and I don't want to be silenced anymore.
It's hard to change, but when people change, there should be a reward for that.
Representative Danny Williams co-authored the bill. When the Oklahoma Survivors Act came across his desk, he thought of Lisa.
I actually taught her Sunday school class and back in the day, so I knew the family and I knew her circumstances. She made one mistake that changed the trajectory of her life, and so how much do you need to pay for one mistake?
After 34 years, her abuse was heard and her freedom was granted. Lisa thought she would be a beacon of change for other survivors, but that hasn't happened.
You're the only person in Oklahoma who's been granted relief under the Oklahoma Survivors Act. Why do you think that is?
It so saddens my heart that the other ladies are not out. I thought that this would open the floodgates, and I would be the first to pave the way, and that everyone else would just come right behind me.